On this week's UBC From Here, building a healthy community.
I think the uniqueness of this partnership is there are partnerships that we work on with the university that relate to the medical school and other issues like that. But this is looking more at issues that affect the health of our community.
Linking activity and nutrition together to fight diabetes.
In most recent years, it has been shown that more and more research are now showing that saturated fat is not to be blamed. What should be blamed is the increased level of carbohydrates or sugars in our diet.
And taking radio frequencies further.
I would like to see and think that what I'm working on is going to lead to technology that will eventually be commercialized and adopted by industry.
Hi, and welcome to this week's UBC From Here. I'm Dylan McCullough, a third-year art student on the Okanagan campus. UBC's Sustainability Institute is forging ahead with another collaborative project, this time with the city of Kelowna. Bringing together researchers of different faculties, UBC is helping Kelowna become a healthier community.
The City of Kelowna is embarking on some new and innovative ways of shaping community growth, and this is definitely an example of utilizing and leveraging other community resources that will help shape and identify where our city is going to grow in the next 20 years and beyond.
The Healthy City Partnership brings together UBC, the City of Kelowna, and the Interior Health Authority to investigate a number of questions about the relation between built environment, natural environment, and the residents of the City of Kelowna.
This is definitely one of those unique opportunities to try and investigate other research potentials that we haven't tapped into previously.
This is a really special partnership. It's quite rare that you get UBC sitting at the table with not just a municipality, but additionally the Interior Health Authority. This kind of partnership where we're saying, what will it mean for the City of Kelowna to be the healthiest city in BC or the healthiest city in North America? When you ask that question, it isn't just an engineering question, but we've got engineering present, but it's also a people question. Who's going to want, accept, and pay for some of these options that engineers can give us about the way we configure our built environment? We need competence from management, which we have, and we need competence from economics as well. So it's this blending of disciplines and blending of perspectives and blending of mandates and responsibilities that's absolutely key to making this the kind of research project which is likely to result in policy changes which enable the City of Kelowna to really thrive.
I think the uniqueness of this partnership is there are partnerships that we work on with the university that relate to the medical school and other issues like that. But this is looking more at issues that affect the health of our community, issues like chronic disease. And so these are areas where we're wanting to leverage the efforts and the expertise. It's more than just about the delivery of health care. And so we're looking at ways in which we can partner with the university, with the city, to impact the health of our residents. And so hopefully resulting in healthier lifestyles and healthier living for the residents.
The university has demonstrated its nimbleness and being very adaptable to working with complex organizations such as the city. Recognizing that both of our institutions do have some pretty rigid boundaries, we're embarking on a new territory that's going to require some fluid, exciting opportunities that haven't yet been uncharted.
I'm really excited about this opportunity and to work with the university and with the city to leverage our efforts and our resources.
UBC is committed to being an agent of change in its communities. Now, being an agent of change means action. UBC is pretty good at creating understanding, but that translation from understanding to action is critical and it's difficult, and we can't do it alone. When we have a Healthy City partnership, we're in it together for the long haul. So this is important to us as a university, as an opportunity to make a difference in our community. And I believe it's important to our community partners to have us finding the facts that are needed to make the best possible decisions, the decisions that are best on financial grounds and on human and on environmental grounds.
And for having the big picture idea of a partnership.
Inside the lab with UBC Okanagan biology professor Sanjoy, he and his students are finding ways to combat diabetes using a combination of physical activity and diet.
In most recent years, it has been shown that even though people believed for a long time that saturated fats are harmful or are detrimental to human health, more and more research are now showing that saturated fat is not to be blamed. What should be blamed is the increased level of carbohydrates or sugars in our diet. And when I proposed these results or this area about 10 years back, it was shunned upon. I did not give up, and because I believed strongly in it, and I kept on going. And this Michael Smith Health Research Foundation scholarship that I received gives me the recognition and also gives me the assurance that whatever I'm doing is towards the right direction, and that I'm really thankful to the organization for giving me such an award. There is always this whole emphasis on low-fat diet. Now, low-fat diet automatically means a high-carb diet because there are only few ingredients that gives energy. So if somebody is taking low-fat diet, that means it's a high-carb diet. Now, even though that is in the clinical guidelines still today, and we have to remember that clinical guidelines have been developed over the last 10 years, it does not reflect what is the current scientific thought. So I predict in the next 10 years the clinical guidelines to make a complete U-turn and promote low-carb diets, and which automatically means a high-fat diet. One of the ways how we are increasing saturated fats in the diet is by utilizing dairy products like butter, whole milk, etc. Fixing either exercise or diet will not give a comprehensive solution for the normal individual or the average individual with diabetes. So that is why I think if somebody or some lab has to approach this clinical problem, they have to approach it with a symbiotic solution encompassing both diet and exercise. To understand diet and dietary factors, somebody has to be conversant with nutrition, biochemistry, metabolism, and those areas. And exercise, on the other hand, needs the understanding of human kinetics, physiology, and metabolism also. Now, my training has been in the area of pharmacy for my undergraduate and graduate studies, and pharmacy, as you can imagine, deals with medications, and for medications you need a knowledge of the whole physiology, the whole body, and also nutrition, because medication and diet goes hand in hand. So I have the proper background to study these two fields, which are quite different, in conjunction. Most labs in Canada or anywhere in the world, they deal with the problem of diabetes either through exercise studies or through diet studies. Our lab, I think, is the only research lab in Canada where we address both the issues at the same time and try to find a symbiotic solution between diet and exercise to combat heart disease and diabetes. In the last probably 10 or 20 years, has the treatment options of diabetes improved so much that people with diabetes are actually living longer. So the problem of diabetes research, exercise, especially in the elderly, is becoming more and more apparent, and UBC Okanagan is at the forefront of it.
Walk and Talk is all about keeping yourself fit and communicating with people.
So many people need this in their lives. I have friends that are in their late 80s, and I want to make it to their age and be as healthy as they are.
The kind of people who should participate in this program are seniors who are interested in learning more about health and healthy lifestyles, who are interested in meeting new friends and becoming more physically active.
Making power with radio frequencies is opening the door to new technological horizons.
Microwave circuit design is cool. It's a circuit built out of etched traces, the geometry and position of conductors, and the length and width of conductors. Those are parameters that you control in the circuit design. And I first got into that when I was a co-op student in my undergrad studies. And from that point onwards, I've always been intrigued and driven to understand how to design microwave and RF circuits. Currently, my research interests are in 4 main areas. I am doing research in the development of high-efficiency power amplifier technology for wireless applications, as well as high-efficiency rectification of RF signals, power conversion from radio frequency signals to DC. The second research area I'm working in is electromagnetic heating for treating biological waste, as well as dehydration in food and pharmaceutical processes. The third area that I have research work going on in is in the development of a portable blood pressure sensor for portable health monitoring applications. And finally, I have some work going on in the development of a high voltage sensor for smart grid technology. A common theme in my research is applied electromagnetics that involve modeling, theoretical work, and experimental work. And I'm interested in all those aspects of research. Another thing that drives my research is application. I'm very much interested in working on problems that are going to make a difference. Whether they are problems that a company has brought forward, or from my own experience that I see opportunity in or I see application in, that's what drives me. I would like to see and think that what I'm working on is going to lead to technology that will eventually be commercialized and adopted by industry. I like solving problems. I like solving problems that I think are going to make a difference. Problems are opportunities. Problems provide an opportunity to perhaps discover or contribute something new. And through that process, there's discovery.
That's it for this week's show. For more stories from the Okanagan campus of UBC, visit ubco.tv. If you have any feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Our email address is info@ubco.tv. I'm Dylan McCullough. Thanks for watching.